I have to keep my voice in tip-top shape in order to sing well for all of my clients. After all, if I can't sing the right note, how can I ask them to? 3 months ago, I noticed that my voice was getting hoarse and foggy, and even my daily vocal warm-up wasn't helping. So I did something drastic. I gave up carbs, and here's why you should too.
Let's go!
For the last year, I've noticed that my voice was taking a long time to get warmed up each day. And that's a problem because as my channel gets bigger, I'm teaching longer days and more students. So I started adding in additional small kind of warm-ups throughout the day to keep my voice working. Or on days when I didn't have time to do that, I would just apologize to my student for not being able to sing something. But that's a problem because I've always been able to vocalize up to the highest notes even with my female students. That's when I decide to look at something I've been dreading: what I eat. No one wants to change their diet, but it's my voice. Because I'm teaching so much more, that leaves less time for cooking. And I'm finding that Pizza Hut and Popeyes are seeing a lot more of me. Meanwhile, I'm gaining weight like crazy, promising myself that I'm gonna lose it later. Notice how it's always later. At first, I start to cook more meals at home, but rather than doing anything crazy, I'd basically start buying fast foods from the grocery store. Oven pizzas, bags of stir-fried noodles, Hot Pockets, packaged cereal. But while I felt better about not eating out so much, my voice stayed pretty much the same. This all changed when I started seeing a counselor in Austin. While she's a therapist, she believes that changing diet is the first step towards feeling better. As she puts it, you can't heal your mind if there's something wrong with your gut. She recommends cutting out everything that I love. No gluten, no dairy, no refined sugars, no simple carbs like flour and pasta. But this is incredibly hard. Not only are these foods everywhere, but even the simple pleasures of fried chicken or barbecue sauce are off limits because everything has gluten and sugar in it. But I decided to try it for a week and see how it goes. Within a few days, my mood improved dramatically. I was much happier in my work, and I felt like I was just in a good mood all the time. But to be clear, I had crazy cravings all the time. Even my sleeping was a little bit worse because I would go to sleep with some of these cravings. But I start preparing foods that make me feel good. Simple kale soup with coconut milk instead of cream. Air fryer chicken coated with almond flour rather than deep fried. Burgers fresh off the grill without the buns or the cheese, but always with tons of vegetables. I was totally blown away by the changes it made. But I noticed that I was spending way more time cooking and preparing food than I had been before. I literally had to block time on my calendar to cook food. But what I wasn't expecting was the change that this diet switch made in my voice. Rather than feeling like I had to warm up a few times each day just in order to sing what my clients needed me to be able to sing, instead it felt like my voice just naturally turned on every day. And while I would still warm up, I kind of felt like my voice was already warm and very clear. Before, I would be constantly clearing my throat, trying to get rid of the mucus and the inflammation in my voice. But just by avoiding a few simple foods, my voice always seemed very clear. I don't know where this food journey is taking me. I do know that the willpower and commitment to do this is absolutely insane, and I honestly don't know if I'm strong enough. But I have committed to doing this all the way through the holiday season, which is probably the hardest time of all. Imagine going home and not being able to eat all your favorite foods with your family, all of which probably have gluten, dairy, and sugar in them. But I'm really going to try, because I've learned that if I want my voice to sound good and confident, this is what I have to do. It's amazing what a simple difference of giving up gluten, dairy, and sugar has made in my voice. And I'm committing to doing this for my voice. Are you with me? What's something that you know you need to give up in order to sing your best? Let me know in the comments below.